I'm gonna hope that my first thought is correct and that we're one above the required entries and not one below. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 2. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we had a very frustrating time with only one of the bosses, but we still killed the remaining 3 of our bosses. And this time, we will hopefully be getting our last Master Quartz. Please? We would have to check in. I can't remember if it's 282 or 284. I've got some new data for me. Mind if we take a look? Comment debate was really going off. Okay. What am I missing? Just give me a moment. Okay, I found the one enemy that I've missed, and I feel like this is another case of I have found the enemy, but then I just failed to save at this point. But it is on the Ebel Highway. So just gotta go, and or maybe I just avoid him not knowing that I needed. But yeah, Ebel Highway. We are looking for a panda. Little panda to go and beat the crap out of. I feel like they're probably around. This seems like one that would appear in Area 2. You know, because we're on Ebel, we might as well
stay on guard, everyone.
Go
with
with
ordinary foe.
Along the lead. Here. Luckily, because we are backtracking very far, and these are scared of us.
Are you sure we should be going up against that thing? That one looks nasty. Try to be careful, everyone.
I mean, not really.
Please, take care around that
one. It's not
one.
you. Wherefore would I find a grass panda? So that's what we're looking for.
That one looks nasty.
That is the annoying thing about the final Master Quartz that we have.
It's gonna be a pain.
Because it is just it's annoying that you have to find every. Oh, well, that was Area 3. That would explain it. It probably is in Area 2, but I was in. It's just it's a bit annoying how you have to find every single enemy.
Careful.
And technically, there are a few that you could miss. I believe a few at the watchtower you can completely miss out on. So it is very possible to entirely miss out on this Master Quartz. In my personal opinion, it's not a Master Quartz that's very worth it. It just, like, it's fine, but not worth all this effort that you have to do everything else in the entire game, basically. Or at least a majority of everything else in the entire game.
Please, take
just
care
to get
that one.
a Master Quartz that's okay. I just gotta go and find him first. I might have to cut away twice in the same segment. Probably. Alright, come on. Where is the panda? If I don't find one that's just the panda out in the field, which it's entirely possible, it might show up with the Gordies. And then, yeah, I'll fight some Gordies.
Oh, I could probably fish here.
You know what?
This one's dangerous. My turn.
Here, let's...
Time to retreat, jerks. I can do this. Let's retreat. Yeah. Stubborn, aren't you? Perhaps we... Oh, no.
Come on.
Onward.
Really?
Farewell.
Gonna fail all of those. We're just looking for a panda. Come on, guys.
The advantage is ours.
No, we can at least build up to CP, I suppose.
You're done. It's my turn.
Onward.
Quick speed through these spam normal attacks.
Hostiles neutralized.
Where the hell is a panda? Does the list actually have specific locations for them? So we're looking for a Cocoa Panda. Not bad. Nope. So I'm probably just gonna have to fight a bunch of groups until I find one. This one has 2 palms. Oh, no, no, there it is. I saw it. You!
Leave the
I finally found you,
No
you
problem.
little bastard.
Of course. Analyzing the
I
enemy's
will
vitals.
revel in your destruction. Coco Panda, our
Analysis
final
complete.
enemy. Intelligent, bipedal monster beats humans who pass by with a stick it made from a tree branch. However,
handle it.
will we win? Like that. That's how we win.
My turn. My turn.
onward.
It doesn't really matter that we didn't
We
get the
should keep
unscathed
going.
bonus, because we basically got no experience anyways. Alright, now we're finished up with all of them. Yeah, every single time I've played through, there's been just one enemy that I've missed in a random location. In my playthrough to double check everything and to get trophies on PlayStation, it was the bigger boss fish in the South Highlands. Hand over all combat data. Thanks for all that hard work, Reed. You really packed this database full of useful info. I'd say when it comes to the monsters of Eastern Erebria, it's as good as complete. Really? Wow, that's quite an achievement if I do say so myself. Hopefully a database like this will help us out in the future too. I sure hope so. I put a lot of work into this program, so it'd be really nice to see it pay off. But even so, I was just one piece. It would have been useless without all the data you gathered. So seriously, thanks. Alright, people usually give you rewards for this sort of thing, so... Master Quartz, you sure? That seems really powerful too. It should be. It's something Professor Schmidt was researching over the Ruhr Institute of Technology. I talked him into letting me take it with me since I figured it'd come in handy one day. I did tell him to put together some detailed reports on its usage to get it out of there though. Sounds like something I'd agreed to. I'm not really cut off for using it though, so I've just been collecting dust. But nobody gets the best out of Quartz like you guys, right? So hopefully you can give it a workout. I think we will. Calamity, our final Master Quartz. Magic damage up when enemy HP is high, physical damage up when enemy HP is high. This is why I don't think it's very great. It's useful at the beginning of a battle, but not really all that much, and it doesn't get too much better when it gets to rank 5. Speaking of, we are now going to go over every single Master Quartz at their max rank and see what they do. I obviously do not have any Master Quartz at this point at level 5. However, I do have screenshots of every single one at level 5. So we're going to go through them one by one. I'm not going to detail the stats or the arts. You can see those because the main thing with these is the abilities that they give. Starting off with Iron, one of the first ones that we got. When your HP is high, you can decrease damage up to 50%. You get 5 turns of 20% HP recovery when the battle begins. And you get a physical immunity when HP is low. This is alright. It is very tanky. This one is, again, I said I won't go over the stats, but this one, Iron, is the best one for tanking. However, tanking is very much not viable in this game. It's very difficult to get enemies drawn to attack one specific person. And especially later game, you have a lot of enemies that can hit multiple people at a time. Iron, not very great for me. Megalith, let me go through here. Megalith increases your XP gain by 1.5, makes enemies less likely to notice you, and your EP, HP, and CP recover on the field. This one is not very good. It is a utility one. This is one where if you are very behind on someone, you would want to use. Problem is, people automatically get leveled up as the game progresses. Megalith, the EP, CP, HP recovery is pretty good, but that has to be all the way at rank 5, which is 90,000 experience for the Quartz. It's not good. Stats aren't even that good either. For Aegis, you begin the battle with a physical and magical reflect. You get another one when your HP is low, and you reduce the arts delay for Earth Arts. This one is, I like it. Having a physical and magical reflect is very good. Also, by level 5, you get 2 per battle. It's not just 1. This one, it's nice as a tanky one. Also, getting half delay on things like Yggdrasil, Ancient Glyph, Adamantine Shield is pretty good as well. Aegis, probably the best of the Earth Quartz. Tauros increases the damage of your attacks and crafts by 150%, but also increases the delay by 1.5 times, 30% chance at death blow, and a 10% chance at crits regardless. The death blows is pretty irrelevant. Enemies are very resistant to death blows by this point in the game, and bosses, I believe, are entirely immune to death blows, no matter the circumstance. 150% damage increase is pretty good. I'm not the biggest fan of that 1.5 times delay, however. But again, this could be good on someone like a Laura, although Brave is just better for her. Chance to deal critical damage is pretty decent as well, but not tremendous. Tauros is fine. The Earth Master Quartz as a whole, pretty bad. Aegis is really the only good one, because the thing is that Earth is focused on tanking for the most part, and tanking not a very viable strategy in this game. For Cannon, boosts the potency of healing arts by 3 times. You begin the battle with 20% HP recovery for 5 turns, and you get a wider area on arts. Cannon has a very simple purpose, does it well. It's very generic. It keeps you alive. Put this on Elliot, have him just spam Holy Breath. Maybe spam Atlas because you get Holy Breath once you reach level 5 for this, but you can just put a normal Quartz on there as well. The wider area, pretty good. You can hit more enemies with a single Holy Breath. It's basic, it's very generic, but it's fine. It works well. For Scepter, you get a 9% chance of getting Seepeth from every attack and a craft, 50% from arts, and you get 1.3 times experience. This one, good for grinding. That's really about all I can say. Low on Seepeth, just use Scepter. The XP increase is fine, but nothing special. You do get some pretty good arts. The last one that we have on there is Crystal Flood. So, yeah, it's fine. Ares, I love Ares. 20% HP recovered through arts, 2% damage EP. And then the final note that we have there is that it reduces our delay for water arts by half. Spamming Maelstrom is amazing. Ares, I really slept on this one for a long time, but Ares is really good. Being able to restore EP in any capacity is fantastic. If you have someone who's really strong at arts like Emma using Ares, you can essentially keep yourself up forever in terms of your EP. I think we've already seen, and it's not at full capacity because we do end up getting 2%, but Emma can basically use Maelstroms for free in terms of EP cost if there's enough enemies. It's really good. Ares is fantastic. As for Orochi, this one is a little bit on the weirder side. 50%, you get 150% random increase to physical damage. Can go up to double on your magic damage randomly, and there is a 50% chance of inflicting poison with attacks and crafts. It's luck-based, can be tremendous, can be bad. Balanced stats all around. Poison's a pretty good status, I will say. But Orochi, it's luck-based. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Moving on to Force. Force, the most generic thing in the game. Keep this on Reen all the time. 15 CP per enemy killed, 3 CP every turn. When you're low on health, get up to 200 CP. Yeah, put it on Reen, have him do basically anything. Again, a lot of the beginning ones are very boring, but practical. Force is the pinnacle of that. It does very little more than just give you EP or CP. But it does a tremendous job at that. Brave, you have a 5 turns of strength plus 50 to start the battle. Level 5 Brave is amazing. You can then, same thing when HP is low, and a 10% chance of criticals on attacks and crafts. Put this on Laura. End of story. You could potentially get better work out of Tauros. But Brave is just so good, especially because that stat raise is very easy to keep up. Just maybe like turn 4 of Laura, have her use Forte. She gets it for free. It's very cheap. Maybe even La Forte if you have people nearby. You stay at your plus 50. It's really good. Brave, tremendous. Criminal. Offensive arts have a 90% chance to do critical damage, 30% chance to inflict nightmare, and half delay from fire arts. It's fine. Nightmare is a pretty underrated status. You do get some pretty good arts out of it as well. The final 3 are Flare Bomb, Grin Butterfly, and Purgatorial Flame, which I believe we have not seen us use, but we have had used against us. Criminal is fine. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of it because I do prefer using crafts and just normal attacks, but it's fine. Also, quick rundown of the water ones. Good utility stuff, but nothing special. Vermilion, high HP can increase your physical damage by up to 2 times. Well, 100% increase. Killing 8 enemies restores 1,000 HP. And you have a 30% chance of inflicting burn on attacks and crafts. Good for someone who is bad at magic, because it gives no arts. Yeah. And if you can keep them alive, say, I probably should deck guys out for a little bit more of an evasion build to help with Vermilion. You can do some really good damage. Just keep them alive, keep dodging attacks, you're fine. If you have some way to restore HP regardless, then very good. The Fire Master Quartz, very good physical. Criminal is a little bit of a wrench in the plan, but even then it is still very heavy hitting. Low defenses on all of these, but still they are very good. Wing, at level 5, prevents abnormal statuses just 100%. Plus 15% evasion, 50% chance of evading magic attacks. Again, very good utility, very good on its arts abilities as well. It's just that, I mean, I suppose if you put this onto Fee at level 5, you could very easily have a 100% evasion build. No issue whatsoever, but the stats kind of don't work too well. The evade magic attack is nice, but Wing is just kind of there. It's good evasion, but there's evasion that you can get elsewhere. As for Falco, 6 turns of Insight, 15% evasion, and a 10% chance of doing crit damage with attacks and crafts. More evasion, it's really about all you need. Evasion, tremendous. We've seen Fee trivialize enemies with evasion, so Falco works for that. Mistral, 5 turns of Arts plus 50. Our strength plus 50, 30% chance of arts doing critical damage, and half delay on wind arts. This one, it's very offensive on art strength, though the weird thing is that wind is a pretty weak, it's pretty weak in terms of attack. Ragnar Vortex is strong, but it is the only one I believe. Judgment Bolt is 2S, I think, and I think Ragnar Vortex is, if I recall, Ragnar Vortex is 3S extra large area. It might be all enemy area, I'm not sure, off the top of my head, but you also do get Holy Breath from this, which can be nice to have that half delay. It can be sneakily good, but it is mainly for your offense. Mistral is fine. Thor, recover HP through attacks and crafts, 20 and 2, same setup as with Ares, but attacks and crafts. And in addition, level 5 gives you plus 10 evasion. This one also very good. It works very well as a way to sustain you. Anything that can sustain is really good. 20% of damage to HP is not insignificant, especially if you use an S-Craft. You can get a lot out of it. And EP recovery is nice for someone who is a mixed attacker. This is good for Sarah, good for Eusis. Mainly those two are really your only mixed attackers. Thor, I really approve of. Wind, because that's the last one with Wind. Wind is very weird as a group. It has a lot of things. There's 2 that basically have the same goal in mind. Just do it a little bit differently. Then you have a way to do a lot of damage. It's a very mixed bag of Master Quartz. Moving on to Raven, plus 50% speed at the beginning of battle, plus 5 delay on attacks and crafts, and 10% chance of critical damage, as well as getting up to 20 speed from this. Speed is very important as a status. We saw that with how much of a pain in the ass the Sasquatch was last episode. So anything you can have to get you a bunch of speed is really good. Raven, very, very good indeed. Murakumo, 25% chance of doing critical damage on attacks and crafts. You also do 2.5 times damage from criticals, and you get 10% evasion. Crit builds, pretty good. You also do have some accessories that can boost up crits. I believe some weapons can boost up crits. So this can do very well, especially with that 2.5 times crit damage. This can be good if you're paying attention to your sidebar, seeing when a turn crit comes in. This can do very well. However, I do think that until that point, it's not worth the investment. Obviously, if you have a bunch of things at level 5 already, you might as well put experience into this. I just think that it takes a little bit too long to get to being tremendous. Cats stores 25% of your EP at the start of battle, 90% chance to absorb magic attacks, and a 50% reduced delay on time arts. This is anti-mage. This is pure anti-mage. 90% chance to absorb magic attacks is really good. This can be good on someone like Emma, this can be good on someone like Elliot, or really, this can be good on anyone. It does take a little bit of an investment to get to that point. Having the EP restoration could mean that it could be good on someone like a Eustace or Sarah, but that 90% absorb magic really good. Even 60% as it is out of the box is very nice as well. So that can be pretty good if you want to use that. If you know that there's an enemy that uses a lot of arts coming up, then you can pop cats on and do incredible against them, but it's fine until then. Cypher is the next one up. 90% chance of causing a random stat to go down from attacks and crafts, and stat downs last 2 turns longer. Not the best against bosses, since bosses are pretty resistant to stat downs. However, no boss is 100% immune. I believe most of them are 10% efficacy. Most bosses. There probably are some that are 0 efficacy. It's really good. It's good as a debuff, and again, it's very generic, but it is very good at the same time. There's no one that this can go wrong on. The fact that it has even chance on attacks and crafts as well as arts is very good. You can have 2 longer turns of stat down. It's very, very nice indeed. Calamity, the one that we just got, 150% damage up when enemy HP is high, as well as a 100% chance to inflict Confuse. That Confuse is nice, however, it is only useful in group battles. Calamity is just so weird for me. 150 isn't enough to really justify it being incredible. It does give you some very good arts. Shadowblade, Ragnar Vortex, the strongest 2 of Time and Wind respectively, are the 2 that we get at level 5. Confuse is a good status when it's against groups of enemies, but Calamity, very much not worth all of the effort, because you need to have pretty much everything in order to get Calamity. I believe the only thing you could really miss is there's a few quests that don't require you to fight, but Calamity is basically your 100% completion reward, and it's not very worth it. Time? Yeah. The Time Master Quartz they're actually very good as a whole. Calamity is, they're all very specialized, very gimmicky, but I don't think it's a bad thing. Focusing all out on speed is really good. Speed is arguably the best stat in the game. So that's really good. Crits, you can do some incredible damage with crits. That's something that is very nice to keep in mind. basically being able to completely shut down mages 90% of the time is very good. You can keep debuffing enemies. That's really good as well. Calamity, I guess it's good at clearing out groups of enemies. Like, say you put a Domination, what is it? Domination and... I forget what the magic variant is. Put those two on, hit him with a huge attack. You can do a lot of damage, and anything that survives will be confused, but it's not great. Calamity, one of my least favorite Master Quartz. Moving on to the Space Master Quartz with Angel. I already have told you how much I love Angel, and it gets even better. Automatically recover from KO once per battle. At level 5, you get 200 CP from that. When HP is low, you get 20% HP recovery for 5 turns, as opposed to 15 for 4. And at level 5, we get half delay on Space Arts. Also gives you the two that we're missing are Seraphic Ring and Altair Cannon. This is really good. Honestly, this would already be a top tier Master Quartz if it just had that first effect. Everything else is secondary. Automatically being able to recover from KO once per battle is so good. It is game altering, as we've seen it many times with Lisa. Have Angel on someone in your party at all times. It's so good. Angel, probably my favorite Master Quartz in the game. Mobius is a weird one that I don't like. Increases the potency of healing items by 2, but only in battle. Item range by 8, that's pretty nice, but still, and healing items affect a wider area. It's very cost intensive. And by end of game, a lot of the time, you'll be using EP Charge 4s, you'll be using Zerum Powders, you'll be using Tier All Bombs. It ends up being not very useful. Really, the only thing that it gives you is that item range, and I suppose the wider area can be nice. You could potentially revive multiple allies at the same time. Mobius, not a fan of it. Emblem reduces your damage as your HP drops by up to 99%, which is really good. 90% chance of a triple advantage when you encounter if it's on your active character, and you get an increase, you get 2 times item drops if the user kills an enemy. Again, very utility focused. That triple advantage is nice if you're just plowing through the game. Even at 60%, that's not insignificant. Damage down as HP drops is weird. Having it up to 99% is tremendous, but there still are a lot of things that could go wrong, and I imagine that 99% doesn't activate until you're really low, so it's not the best. Chevalier, physical damage goes up as your HP drops. You have a 90% chance of attracting enemies' attention in battle, and you automatically recover from KO once with 10% HP and 10% CP once per battle. You need to support someone with Chevalier. Either have them be very good at evasion and keep them low health on evasion, or keep spamming Crescent Mirror, Adamantine Shield, which Chevalier does get, but it's not going to last super long. I suppose this could be very good against a boss, if they're fairly slow. If you have enough time to keep putting on Adamantine Shield and Crescent Mirrors, it can be very good. Shining is also very good with that as well. Chevalier by itself isn't the best, but it does have a lot of ways to be supported that can be very good. That said, 150% isn't the most significant. Say bring that up to even 175, I could see this, but Chevalier, until then, not the best. The last one for our space is Genesis. Your attacks and crafts do more critical damage as your HP increases between 20 and 100%. And then you have a 100% chance to inflict Fate. That last thing in itself could be worth it enough. Adding on Seraphic Ring and Altair Cannon, which are the 2 that we are missing from what we have on right now from out of the box, that even incredible. Genesis is, again, it's not luck-based, I would say, but it's very focused on having low HP, which is something that's a whole thing with all of our Space Master Quartz. Low HP. It's not a strategy I'm a big fan of. Mobius does kind of mitigate that by being good at healing, however, Cannon is just better, because EP is way more renewable than items. You can heal up your you can restore your EP at an EP charging station. There's ways to get EP outside of battle, which you can just sit there, restore EP, you just turbo mode for like a minute, not even. So so Genesis is these Space Master Quartz, not the best in my opinion. Apologies if there was a little bit of a weirdness there. I pressed the wrong button on my Elgato. Not the best there, but I still think that they can be pretty good in the end. Moving on to Mirage with Mirage. 12% EP per turn, 75% chance to evade magic attacks with a chance of counter, as well as reducing your arts delay from Mirage arts. It's very basic, but it can get the job done. Mirage arts can be pretty strong. Crescent Mirror also very much helps in shutting down mages. Phantom Phobia, Climb Solarion, very good. It has arts. It also has 200% art strength. It's basic. Can't really go wrong with it, but it's also not anything special. Juggler, up to a 50% chance to inflict a random abnormality, and a 50% extra chance to inflict nightmare, as well as 75% accuracy up. This can be good with a setup similar to what I have with Elisa. Probably works better on someone like a Machias or I think Fee. Yeah, Fee could also work pretty well with that. Millium could actually work surprisingly well. Anyone with 4 lions can do really well with that. With Juggler, just pop on a bunch of like Zaku, Byakko, Seiryu, and Genbu. Pop those all on, you'll be fine. But Juggler, even then, just having the chance to inflict the random abnormalities with random crafts can be pretty good. Nightmare is one of the better statuses in the game, and the accuracy up is just an added bonus. Pandora, offensive arts do more damage, plus 50%, but it does cost 1.5 times more EP. I'm probably going to remove this from uses. Offensive arts have a chance to inflict a random abnormality for 30% chance, and arts attack a wider area by +2. Deals a lot of damage to a lot of enemies, especially with that extra +2 area. Has some very big arts inherent to it. And the random abnormalities is nice. 30% chance even at max level is not the greatest, however, for something that will cost 1.5 times. Pandora can be good, can be meh. Magic HP damage goes up as your HP drops. Attacks arts affect a wider area up to +4, and offensive arts can have a 20% chance of crit. Similar to Chevalier, but a little bit safer, I would say, because you aren't attracting enemies to you, and you can much more easily put a mage on the back line away from some enemies. Again, anything that has the damage up as HP drops, I'm not a big fan of. I just am not a fan in general of low health strats. Rebellion begin the battle with Stealth. Stealth, we haven't really seen it. Stealth just prevents an enemy from being able to target you. I believe they can hit you with area of effects moves, but I don't think they can target you. 3 turns of plus 50% strength, art strength, and speed. It's really good. And attacks and crafts can cause some extra delay. Only thing that this really has going for it is that second one, the beginning the battle with strength, art strength, speed. Other than that, it's not great. This is very much a go in, finish a battle quickly, get out. Problem is that most boss battles are going to take more than 3 turns. Hell, all boss battles are going to take more than 3 turns. So, Rebellion ends up pretty much losing all of its use within 3 turns. away is nice, but for example, Raven has, I believe, what was it, 7? I think it was. Let me just double check. 5. And it has better things in general, so Rebellion is not great. And that is the last of them. That is every single Master Quartz that we have gone through, every single Master Quartz in the game. And with that, we are pretty well beyond our time. But next time, we actually have one more thing that we need to take care of. And following that, we're going to spend time talking to everyone all around Erebonia. But we're nearing the end. But until then, see you guys later.